Good morning and welcome to our community meditation. And good morning to all of you who are joining us online today. Thank you all for being with us as we connect in consciousness. My name is Christine Page and I'm your practitioner for the day. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones so that we may have an uninterrupted experience together. This meditation is a blend of spoken word and silence accompanied by some beautiful music, and it will last approximately 15 minutes. The title of our meditation today is Surrender. So let's turn within and go into the silence. As we meditate this morning, let's focus on being in a state of spiritual calm despite the apparent presence of stressors going on around us. We surrender to it all, instead seeking to be filled with the vibrations of oneness, love, and joy. Now get comfortable in your chair. Let's relax and contemplate on inner peace, stopping the chatter in our heads as we rest for a short while. Our lungs, such a vital organ that enables us to breathe and rid our system of carbon dioxide. Inhale, exhale, and feel the flow of air coming in and going out. Focus on your breath by taking a deep, gentle breath in, imagining it coming all the way from your feet and moving up through your body to the top of your head. Allow that breath then to move back down to your heart space. And as you feel it there, release that breath out into the universe. Feel a state of calmness within while you continue breathing, resting in this grace. And if you still notice a bit of stress within, try to breathe in for 5 seconds, hold that breath, and then breathe out for 5 seconds. You can continue this process until your thoughts slow down or you notice relief and contentment. Continue breathing. As we time travel, imagine what it would look like if you just let go and you resist the need to control the situation, a decision, a desire, a being. Instead of seeking control, you can pray for the best possible outcome, then turn it over to the universe and allow it to do what it wants to do, rather than you trying to make it do what you want it to do. What can you do while waiting? Practice oneness, openness, having an attitude of intellectual humility, and a willingness to consider new ideas and perspectives, even if they contradict your own beliefs and assumptions. It's about being willing to consider new perspectives while still holding on to your core beliefs. This is balance, and spiritual practice is your tool. Meditate on the outcome, and then know and have unwavering faith to wait for the manifestation of your seed. And trust that life knows exactly what's supposed to happen, and allow it to naturally unfold. Just breathe. Feel that energy of spirit all around you right now. Now, love. Practicing unconditional love is loving without judgment. It means acceptance, understanding, and appreciation for yourself and for others. It's that type of love which has no bounds. It's unchanging. Let us be anchored in love. It is one of the most powerful and valuable gifts you can give yourself and others. Another practice is visioning. This is a practice we do in this philosophy, encouraging us to sit in the silence and contemplate with spirit and seek seek out its highest good for our lives. With visioning, we learn to let go of or surrender to the universe and allow the highest idea to come our way without tampering with the outcome. Just rest and breathe. Imagine yourself planning out your future for a moment. Now imagine surrendering and seeking Spirit to do the work for you. Then step back and watch the power of one ignite you. Lead you on a path to sacred ground, to peace within. Bring you joy as your life flourishes with fulfillment. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Then stand back and watch your desires flourish. Give up control and open to universal balance. Fear not, for we're never alone. We are all supported and sustained by the One. As we continue on our journey, realize the need to take a break from the outside world, to dwell with Spirit, and to trust the process of the unknown. This is the true meaning of surrender and the precipice of faith and divine right action. And now, as we are concluding our time together, let us now bring our awareness back into this space, remembering that our perfect connection with Spirit creates a power, and that is the power that we can use. That is Spirit's guide to living in faith, in joy, and in peace. This concludes today's meditation. As you feel ready, you may open your eyes. Thank you for being with us in spiritual practice, and our celebration starts at 10 a.m. So be sure you get up and greet some of your family here. Thank you.
May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I see. May There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, there can only be God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. Oh yes, I walk in the love of God. Oh, there is a wisdom I know
everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Laura Hallett, and it is my pleasure to be here with you today on this glorious, beautiful summer day here in Las Vegas. I want to thank all of you who are returning to us from either last week or weeks before that, and those of you that are joining us new today, welcome to our center. We're glad to have you here. Make sure you stop and say hi so we can find out a little bit more about you. And in that vein, if you would like, we have in the back of the seats in front of you a connection card, which you can give us some of your information, and we'll be able to put you on our mailing list for announcements of things that happen here at our center. So if you're interested in doing that, or if you have any, if you've been here before and you have updated information, put that on the connection card too, and we'll be able to update our database with all of that. And I want to say a good morning to all the people that are joining us online. If you would just turn and wave at the glass back there, that's where the camera is, for all of our lovely online audience that joins us each week. So we're going to kick it off with a little music today. The words are going to be on the screen. We are singing an original song written by our music director, Justin Vogel, Home is Where the Love Is. So if you'd like to stand and sing with us, we'd love to have that.
Every moment, every day, I am home where the love is, surrounded in God's presence, resting in my love and truth. I let Spirit lead the way. It's lovely to meet you and to get to know your face. We are surrounded through this sacred space. We listen now as Spirit gently leads the way, as we open to the mystery. With love we will say, I am home where the love is. I am one with Spirit, thankful for my blessings every moment, every day. I am home where the love is, surrounded in God's presence, resting in my love and truth. I let Spirit lead the way. We gather together and Spirit guides our way. We're united in truth and love leads our way. We open to our calling, very deep within. We listen for the silent voice, and together we sing. I am home where the love is. I am one with Spirit, thankful for my blessings every moment, every day. I am home where the love is, surrounded in God's presence, resting in my love and truth. I let Spirit lead the way, resting in my love and truth. I let Spirit lead the way.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Greet your neighbor at this time if you're comfortable doing so.
I know, it's just awful we make you sit down after all this fun. All right, we're going to go into that little more contemplative time this morning with our practitioner of the day, Christine Page, and the affirmation and invocation. Christine also happens to be our youth director, so we're thrilled to have her here with us today. Christine?
Good morning. All right, so we have the affirmation up here on 3. We're going to read it together, okay? All right, 1, 2, 3. I surrender to the power for good that seeks to express through me. Very good.
God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary as you. Let's sing it now. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary as you.
I surrender to the power of the One, that one indwelling spirit of right-mindedness, love, and joy. It is the source of creation governing this whole universe. Nothing is more powerful. It is the beauty and symmetry, defining balance and arrangement. I see it constantly evolving as unconditional love and guaranteed love. The joy I feel just by trusting in my higher power brings me security. It is the Almighty Spirit, whole, perfect, and complete. I'm filled with the ever-presence of Spirit, and I'm inseparable from its rhythm of life. Its loving intelligence dwells within, and I find peace in trusting in its highest idea for my life. We are all blessed to know that Spirit is the wind beneath our wings. And as this service unfolds, I trust that Spirit reveals the truth that needs to be recognized, and that the message is rooted in love, joy, and oneness. I'm thankful for this sacred opportunity to remember and align with the eternal truth. And so it is.
Let's sing. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary as you. to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary as you, a sanctuary as you.
Thank you, Christine and Justin. She disappeared. I don't see her. So today is a fifth Sunday, and so those of you that have been here before might know what that means. It means you get to participate a little bit. We're going to be doing more of an experiential service today than just listening to a talk, because my belief is that spiritual practices are only good if you actually practice them. They're really good to talk about, and they're really fun to study and learn all of the different kinds. But if you don't put it into use, it really doesn't do us a lot of good in our lives. So when you came in, you should have gotten a clipboard with a worksheet on it and a pen. If you don't have that, raise your hand, and our ushers will bring you one. Get that going. Okay. All right. So, how many of you have read the book or any book by Michael Singer? Anybody read a book by Michael Singer? Michael Singer is a Buddhist who practices yoga. He spends more time with yoga than he does in Buddhism, but it's how his journey began was through the practice of yoga. Michael Singer is a remarkable man. He wrote the book that I'm going to talk about today, The Surrender Experiment, and the activity that's coming from that. He wrote this based on his life. And so he started off as a PhD student and was just really close to finishing his PhD, and it wasn't feeling right for him. So he took all the money he had and he went and bought 10 acres of land, undeveloped land, I think in northern Florida, and bought a couple bags of beans and rice and pitched a tent and started living there on this land that he had purchased. Next thing you know, he was moved to create some buildings, and so he started building houses and things like that. He had some skills in construction, and so he started doing that. Lo and behold, he winds up creating his own construction company. And then one day he walks into Radio Shack. Now, I don't know if you remember the Radio Shack back in this would have been early 70s, because I know I bought my first TI 99 in about 77. So he walks into Radio Shack and he sees this new thing called a computer. And he thinks, wow, this is cool. Let me buy one of these and try it out. So he goes home with this computer, teaches himself basic computer language, and starts to design some pieces of software that he could use in his business. And so he's talking one day with a friend of his who happened to work for a doctor, and she said, hey, do you think you could design something that we could use to help us keep track of our patients? He said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And so he designed a little software program, and that led to another software program, to another software program. Eventually, he created a website. You may have heard of it. It's called WebMD. He created a $1 billion publicly traded company just by always saying yes. He had learned through his yoga practice that saying yes was such a powerful thing, going where Spirit led him. He didn't know what he was doing when he bought that piece of land in Florida. It is now a huge yoga community that has world-renowned facilitators at it all of the time, training people in the different techniques of yoga. Meditation center, a retreat center, off of this little piece of land that he started with a tent. He didn't know what would happen when he started writing software, and he eventually sold his company and has, profited well from that. And when he started writing his books, his first book was called The Untethered Soul. And The Untethered Soul, the premise of it is that we have this little voice in our heads that we tend to listen to. Anybody know what I'm talking about? So he talks about, he has a wonderful name for this. He calls it the inner roommate. And he says frequently in his book, it needs to be evicted. It's that chattering mind, that one that wants to keep us playing safe. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But this idea of surrender, this idea of saying yes, it's what I call the mystic's most superpower. The mystic's most superpower, surrendering, saying yes. Because back of surrender is a huge amount of faith. And without that developed faith, it's really, really, really scary to say yes to what comes to us all the time. So one of the things that I've noticed in my work here as a minister and as a practitioner is that often people come to us and they're in some kind of a crisis, something's going on in their life, they'd like to change it, and I will suggest practices, or I know our practitioners do the same. They will give us practices. Now, the people don't actually say this to me out loud, but you can see it written all over their face. They say, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't think so. That's stretching it too far. So without the practice, there really isn't anything there because the faith hasn't been developed yet to understand how powerful the practices can be. Michael Singer in his book says it this way: let go. That's all you have to do. How scary can that be to absolutely let go? To determine for yourself that there's something out there that has a better plan. To not have our ego controlling it. To see how life is going to unfold without us trying to manipulate or control or to drive it in any way. This idea of the surrender experiment is Michael Singer's radical experiment of saying yes to everything that came his way. Allowing that divine intelligence to shape his life in the most mysterious and powerful ways without putting any of that egoic control on there. Now, he says that he said everything to yes. I don't know that he said everything. To everything he said yes, but for all of the big things that he talks about in the book, you can see the sequence of them and how saying yes to one led to another, and led to another until he was quite successful. He says that saying yes to what life brings us, rather than fighting against it, helps us align with a greater intelligence that knows far much more than our limited minds could ever. And his life became a testament to this power of letting go and allowing life to unfold as it will, trusting that each moment was exactly the way it needed to be for the unfoldment of his soul. So our founder, Ernest Holmes, says this about surrender and faith. He says, spiritual faith is an unshakable conviction, a surrender of the mind, the will, and the imagination to a belief in an invisible agency which can and will respond to us. So we're turning it over, as we say, turn it over to God. We're turning it over, but we're turning it over with the understanding that there is something out there that is much more intelligent than I could ever be, that has much more knowledge about the rest of the world and the unfoldment of events than I could ever possibly predict myself, and that it will respond to us always for the highest and greatest good of our lives. That's an unshakable faith. And when you can get that in there, it makes it much easier to say yes to things. So we have this power that we can draw upon, this great reservoir of infinite wisdom. And it's capable of solving every problem when we surrender to it. It is capable of solving every single problem. However, such faith is only in action when you surrender your ego, when you surrender that need to control, when you surrender your doubt, when you surrender your resentment, when you surrender your fears, whether they're little fears or big fears. And so we can ask ourselves this question: what if life knows what it's doing, and our job is to simply let go and listen? As Michael Singer said, let go, that's all you have to do. So I said we had this little voice inside of our head here. And it has, in the book, on the Surrender Experiment, there are 4 premises about it. We have this voice inside of our head that is constantly narrating life to us. The Buddhists call it the monkey mind. It's chattering as it jumps from one branch in a tree to the next. It is constantly moving and it is constantly chattering to us. We'll do a little experiment here in a minute so you can stop and listen to that. The second thing the book talks about is surrendering your personal preferences. Because our personal preferences are more about our ego than anything else. Again, control, fear, doubt, worry, resentment, those things showing up dictate what our preferences are. It's an understanding that life is conscious intelligence, that this constant intelligence is in us, it's moving through us, it's showing up as us, it is guiding and directing us if we are quiet enough and listen to it. And then the last premise is that it's showing up for, or saying yes to what shows up for our life. So, that ego. I think of that ego sometimes in lots of different ways. I try to come up with different ways to describe it because we talk about this ego in so many ways. The ego isn't all bad. Trust me, it's not all bad. I mean, when you get that gut feeling in your stomach that you shouldn't do something and you don't do it and you find out later on, whew, I shouldn't have done that. I'm glad I didn't do it. You know, we could call that our ego. We could call that inner voice, our divine guidance. Whichever one it is, it doesn't matter because we didn't get in trouble with that, whatever that thing was that was happening. But far too often, our ego looks like this. I like to think of it as a turtle that has gotten scared, and what does it do? It just pulls itself all inside. It pulls itself all inside. It's nice and safe. It's pretty comfortable. It's got everything that it needs in the moment right there, but it's stuck. It's not going anywhere. And that's what our ego does. Our ego likes us to stay the same. It doesn't like things to change. It likes everything to be constant. Even if what we're experiencing is not good, it would rather experience that than change. Because the change is unknown. It's scary. It can't predict. The ego can't predict what's going to happen next. So let's just stay where we're at. We know what this is. And so this ego is constantly shaping our lives, shaping the way that we experience things. And if we are constantly listening to the ego, then we have one experience in life. But if we can quiet that voice and begin to listen a little bit more deeply to spirit, then we can have a different experience. You know, we often talk about Jesus as the master teacher. And Jesus' ego said this, "Take this cup from me." When Jesus got a little worried, a little scared, he wasn't sure what was going to happen, and what he knew about the world that he was living in was not good. And so he asked Spirit to take this cup from me. That was his ego talking. There was a fear in there. There was a doubt. There was a worry. He wasn't sure of everything. And then just a couple days later, his response was, "Into your hands I commend my soul." That is his true voice speaking. In the first case, it's the ego voice. Fear, doubt, worry, anxiety. That's what's talking. In the second one was a faith and a deep abiding trust. He didn't know what was next, but he had trust that it was going to be fine for him. And so if we can, at any point in our life, begin to say, "Into your hands I commit my soul." Imagine leading your life through that, knowing that Spirit is always there guiding and directing us. As it says, making the crooked places straight. This is how we can tell whether it's fear talking, ego talking, or whether it's faith, that divine intelligence. Faith is natural. Fear is unnatural. If it doesn't feel natural within you, more than likely it's fear talking. Faith is positive. Fear is negative. Fear is always looking towards the negative thing. Faith is always more optimistic, more positive. And faith is affirmative, and fear is a denial of life. Notice life with a capital L, as in that one universal life. Ernest goes on to say, you have the power to draw upon a great reservoir of infinite wisdom, capable of solving every problem through the channel of an all-inclusive faith. However, such faith is in action only when you completely surrender all of your doubt, your resentment, your fears. He says that surrender of every arrogant attitude of mind. And so our opportunity is always to look at what our thoughts are. This is what we talk about in mindfulness. What is going on? What am I thinking? Where is that coming from? Is that coming from faith, or is that coming from fear? Is that spirit talking to me? Is that my internal wisdom making itself known? Or is it my egoic voice wanting to keep me safe? And so, learning to discern what is that internal voice and what it means for us is the first step in this. The second step is surrendering our personal preferences. We all have ways that we want things to be. I like things a certain way. I love the comfort. I love being comfortable. I love being cool. Air conditioning is my friend. And those preferences don't seem to limit me much, except it limits me on what I do outside of the building. Because outside of the building is not very comfortable. It's not very cool. And so sometimes I'm limited by that. That's just a very brief thing. Now think of all the other things in your life that you would prefer to stay comfortable. Oh, I'm not going to go to that workshop today. That one, I think it's going to make me think about things I don't want to think about. So I'm just going to stay home. Yeah, it's good. I don't want to read this book. This book sounds like it's going to challenge me in ways that I don't want to have to deal with. Think of all the things in our lives, you know. I don't want to go talk to somebody because I have social anxiety disorder. Not to minimize that, but you know, think of how that keeps people playing small and being stuck in their own little world. You know, all of the different anxieties that we have are mostly about staying comfortable. If we push the boundaries of those anxieties, that doesn't feel good. And so we want to stay comfortable. We want to have our personal preferences lead the way. Michael Singer says in his book, the natural flow of life is an effortless unfolding of events that are not hindered by your personal preferences. An effortless flow of life. I want some of that. He says it's saying yes to life rather than fighting against it. We align ourselves with that greater mind that knows more than we could ever know. The next thing is that life is a conscious intelligence. We talk about this a lot as we describe what we call God. It is a conscious, unitive intelligence that is moving through everything. We have all these wonderful words that we use to describe this intelligence. I personally love creative love intelligence. That's my favorite one. Ways that I can describe it that help make me feel that more tangibly inside of me. You know, as I create things, I think, oh, this is spirit in action here. It is moving through me. I just have surrendered and said, okay, let's see what we can do today. And then whatever we have comes up. This is a trusting the unfolding of life instead of resisting it. Instead of saying, I can't do that, I say, let's give it a shot. See what happens. The more we practice this, the more our minds stop resisting it. And the more our minds stop resisting things, the less likely our hearts are to close off. Because when our minds are resisting, our hearts tighten up too. And we close ourselves off to experiencing life in all of its different ways. Then joy and excitement and freedom become so beautiful that we couldn't possibly want to give them up. In the book, Michael says, eventually the mind stops resisting, the heart loses its tendency to close, and then the joy, excitement, and freedom are simply too beautiful to give up. And then the last statement is saying yes to what shows up. What shows up is often inconvenient. What shows up is often scary. What shows up is often sounds like it's way too much effort. But learning to say yes to it, learning to resist the need to control it, opens us up to a wonderful life. He says, if you truly love life, don't waste time trying to control it. Just relax and give yourself a chance to experiment or experience it. Give yourself a chance to experience it. You know, we call ourselves religious scientists. And what do scientists do? We experiment. Give it a shot. Try. The worst that's going to happen is you say, this is not for me, and move on to something else. Surrender is not a weakness. We often think of the people that surrender as being the weaker side, right? Like if you're in a battle, the side that surrenders wasn't strong enough to defeat the other side. This is a different kind of surrender. It's not about weakness. Surrendering, allowing, trusting, having faith, that's the ultimate sign of strength. It takes a powerful being to step back and let go. So on your clipboard, you have some questions here, and I'm going to take you through a little contemplation about that. You can welcome to write down anything you want. These are your sheets to keep. You can take them with you when you go. Leave the clipboards, but take the sheets with you. And whatever comes up for you as we go through this contemplation. And so I've got a few questions, and then we're going to do a little bit of a meditation at the end there. So just take a moment, close your eyes. If you're feeling any kind of tension or anxiety right now, just kind of breathe. Allow yourself to feel that breath moving in and out. That consciously connecting with our bodies helps center us. And so, beginning with the first question, what area of my life feels tight, tense, or overly controlled right now? What area of my life feels tight, tense, or overly controlled right now? Now, this could be something major, or it could be something minor. Whatever it is that comes to your mind, you don't have to worry about judging it. Just write it down on the paper. What area of my life feels tight, tense, or overly controlled right now? And now, if I were to consider surrendering, what might surrender look like in this situation? What might surrender look like in this situation? And if I were to surrender, what am I afraid will happen if I let go of control in this situation? What fears are coming up? What doubts, what worries, what anxieties? What will happen if I let go of control in this situation? Now, if I truly had faith, how would I move differently through this experience? If I truly had faith, if I trusted life completely, how would I move differently through this experience? We're going to do a little brief meditation here for about 4 or 5 minutes here. And I'm going to give you something to say in your head as you're breathing in and out. And what that does is it provides an anchor for you. Because what I want you to become aware of is what's happening in your mind. Your consciousness can be saying these words. And we're going to say as we inhale, I let go. As we exhale, I trust life. Just say that silently in your head as you breathe in and out. But as you're doing that, you're going to notice, as Michael Singer says, the witness watching the inner roommate. You're going to notice that chattering mind pick up. What I want you to do is when you notice it, go back to the words. Bring your awareness back to either I let go or I trust life, wherever you are in that pattern of breathing in and out. Keep your breathing slow. Doesn't have to be slower than normal, but don't try to rush it or make it deeper or anything else. Just go with what the flow is for you. And as you breathe in, say in your head, I let go. And then as you breathe out, I trust life. So we're going to do this for about 4 minutes here. Joe's going to put on a little bit of background music. We'll dim the lights. And I invite you to close your eyes and begin. I breathe in, I let go. And breathing out, I trust life. So let's just do that for a few moments. So one final time, breathe in, I let go. Breathe out, I trust life. And then take a moment and jot down anything on your paper where it says meditation reflections that you would want to remember. Remember, everything's okay. So feelings, resistance, openness, insight, doubt. Just jot it down without judging it. Just let it be. It'll take about a minute or so to do that. And so we just simply become aware of what's going on in our minds. That's the first step to truly becoming a mystic. What's happening in my consciousness? What is driving me? What is holding me back? What are my fears? What are my doubts? What's my resistance? Surrender is the mystic's most super power. Because it's not about what a mystic can make happen, but what they allow to happen through them. We know that Spirit created each one of us so that it can experience life uniquely and perfectly, just the way that we are. And so we always have an opportunity to allow it to show itself more fully through us. So I invite you to take a moment this week and think about the things that are presented to you. Now, if somebody calls you up on the phone and says, I got a new car for you to buy, that might not be something you want to say yes to. But maybe someone you haven't talked to in a while calls you up and says, let's go for a coffee. You don't know where that might lead. If you're faced with a new challenge at work, take a chance and say yes. Maybe there's a new career for you on the other side of that yes. Maybe there's a new relationship for you on the other side of a yes. Maybe there's an unfoldment that's happening in an existing relationship that wasn't possible before because of fear and doubt and the need to control. Look at the things that you're faced with every day. We all get hundreds and hundreds of questions bombarding us from all different sources. What are you saying yes to today? And look at the things that you're doing. If what you're doing is filling you with fear and anger and doubt and worry, try something else. I know for me right now, social media, not so good. I try other things. For me, it's usually something creative. I can't look at my phone when my hands are full of clay. So I just can't even touch the phone at that point. Find something to do that's more uplifting. Find things to do that you wouldn't normally have done. Challenge yourself to be just a little bit more than you've been before. I can guarantee there's a wonderful experience waiting for you when you say yes. All right, let's take this into prayer. I invite our practitioners to stand and surround us. These beautiful, beloved souls spend 4 years at least in study, learning all of these different practices and principles and ways of being. They take a minimum of 6 classes to develop their consciousness. We call them our licensed spiritual practitioners. They go through a training program and a testing program to receive that title. And so I just invite you to close your eyes. I like to take a breath to center me in my body, bringing me fully present into this here and now. Because this now is all there is. Nothing exists in the past or in the future. It's only now. And that's where the heart of the divine resides, right in this perfect now. I know this one as power, as presence, as love, as intelligence. I know that it created each and every one of us and endowed us with all of its wonderful qualities. That each one of us is filled with that spirit. That it is showing up through us and as us and in us all the time. I know that we are each a perfect emanation of a love so powerful it could do nothing but create more and more and more of itself. And so knowing this truth, I speak my word right here and right now. I know that each one of us is on a divine journey that is unfolding itself beautifully and perfectly and divinely, just the way that it needs to for the evolution of our soul. And I know that at every moment along this journey, we are given an opportunity to let go a little bit more, to trust a little deeper, to develop a greater sense of faith in that power and that presence. And watch what happens as life moves through us. This glorious and magnificent unfoldment of spirit is just looking for a place to happen. So let it be each one of us. Let us be that expression of the divine right here, right now, in this time, in this place. Life is waiting. Let's say yes. I just give great thanks for knowing this. I'm so grateful to feel it. It's all tingly in my body. And I just simply release this word into that law, into that creative mind that is always saying yes. I let it go and I let it be. And together we say, and so it is.
I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, God's revealed and I am whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, God's revealed and I am whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, God's revealed and I am whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, God's revealed and I am whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, God's revealed and I am whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, God's revealed and I am whole.
I love that song, Justin. Oh. Whew. Oh, thank you all. Thank you, practitioners. Now is that time we have to support our community financially. We gratefully receive your generous donations. If you're giving cash or check today, the ushers will be by with a basket. If you'd like to give electronically, we have Zelle, text to give, or our website has a donation link on there. As you're preparing this, would you just put your hands over your heart? Knowing our hearts are open right now. Would you repeat after me? This gift I give goes forth from me. Does amazing and miraculous things. And returns to me in kind. Pressed down and overflowing. And we're going to sing
A good measure chant.
Good Measure. All right. Words are on the screen.
Good measure pressed down and shaken up, abundance flows through me. Conscious of my spiritual truths, I reap and sow God's bounty. Give and receive, live and believe. The measure that I measure with is measured back to me. Good measure pressed down and shaken up, abundance flows through me. Conscious of my spiritual truths, I reap and sow God's bounty. Give and receive, live and believe. The measure that I measure with is measured back to me. Good measure pressed down and shaken up, abundance flows through me. Conscious of my spiritual truths, I reap and sow God's bounty. Give and receive, live and believe. The measure that I measure with is measured back to me.
How blessed we are to receive all of these gifts, these wondrous donations to our center, to the thriving life that we are creating here at Center for Spiritual Living. We are so blessed, and so it is. Thank you. All right, just a couple of announcements. Our Gourmets for God is going on. Judy, do we have anybody talking? Jim. Jim's talking about it. All right, I'm going to invite Jim to come on up. Jim was one of our wonderful hosts for 2 events last year. So we're going to have him share a little bit about his experience of being a host.
Hello? Just making sure it was working. Yeah, Gourmets for God is just, it's just fun. So one of the things I see and read a lot about in our current society is a lack of connection with one another, right? It's digital, 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 and this is just a fantastic opportunity to get together, have fellowship, community, face-to-face, awesome interpersonal interaction, which, you know, that's what this, you know, this whole experience I think is all about. So, and you get to eat some great food, play some games, have some fun, and raise money for the center, right? Which, you know, that's a win-win-win-win-win as far as I can count. I did 2 of them last year. I hosted them at my home. There's a lot of different options. I know other people choose to do events where they go to different places. I think Clay T did one where she had tea. You know, the council did one where with bingo here. You know, my girls still remember bingo. Yeah, winning left and right. I mean, how spoiled are they, right? The first time they ever play bingo in their whole lives, and they're winning left and right? Like, probably shouldn't try that again because the chances are just, you know. But anyway, right? Fun. We have fun. We raise money, so I would encourage you to show up. I'm going to do 2 again this year. One is going to be a shrimp boil, so that's always kind of a fun group event. I won't make it too spicy, but you know, spice in life is always a good thing. So I haven't fully decided on the other event yet, but I'm going to do 2 again. I certainly love cooking. I love hosting. I won't call myself a gourmet, but I think I'm a decently skilled cook. But at the end of the day, that's not what it's all about. What it's all about is getting together, having fun, and raising a little money for the spiritual center. So the forms, it's not an application, right? What would we call it? The sign-up forms are due a week from today, next Sunday, correct? So July 6th, I believe that is. So figure out what you're going to do, get them filled out, get them in, and let's raise some money and have some fun and break some bread together.
All right, thank you, Jim. So the table is set up back here in the corner, and there'll be people back there to answer any of your questions. Again, like Jim said, it's about getting together as a community, meeting people in a way that you might not have before. When you are relaxing over a meal, all kinds of things show up. It's really quite a wonderful experience. So we look forward to all the different creative events that are happening. Our 31 days of prayer, our email campaign of sending out a daily prayer for peace for this time that we're in right now that's a little chaotic, is going on. You are welcome to still sign up for it. It's all free. Just go to our website or look on your e-blast or see Kaylee and Kelly in the back, and they will help you get signed up for it. I have like people from all over the country have signed up because I've shared on Facebook. And I'm getting such wonderful feedback from people about how powerful these prayers are written by our practitioners. So please avail yourself of this. It's a wonderful opportunity to just get a little spiritual support in a moment of darkness. So I encourage you to check that out. We have a couple of classes. We have one starting this Tuesday. These are both Zoom classes. They're both online this time. And so if you have all studied Joel Goldsmith at all, this might be a class for you. Joel has 8 chapters, he said, that are the most essential teachings of the infinite way. And so this is what this class is based on. It's going to be a 10-week class online, going over those 8 chapters that he talks about. And then we have, I'm repeating the Mindfulness and Money Magic book study that I did back in May. This is going to be repeated in August on Monday nights. And so it's based on my book that I wrote, the 31 Days of Mindfulness Practices for Abundance and Prosperity. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up for it. It starts that's the wrong date. It starts August 11th. So I sent the wrong dates on that. August 11th through September, whatever, the first Monday is in September. So it's 4 weeks anyway. So if you are interested in that, again, get some more information in the back. Next Saturday is my Soul Crafters. We're going to be painting rocks for our yard. So if you have a really cool rock you want to bring in and get some paint on it, bring that in with you. But we've got tons of rocks about this big that you can paint. I'm going to teach you how to do dot painting, but we'll also have brushes and such that you can do regular kind of painting as well. And then on July 12th, Kelly Marshall and I, we have been doing our pop-up bookstore and featuring a different stone each month. And so we're going to do a little workshop on the 12th called Rock Your Rituals. And you will get a whole selection of crystals to take with you. We're going to teach you how you can use these as a spiritual practice. And so it's a real fun, interactive workshop on Saturday, July 12th from 12 to 2:30. And the cost is $25 per person for that. You'll get a whole set of rocks from that. So that's what most of the cost is buying the rocks. So, and then on the 20th of July, on Sunday the 20th, Melissa Shank is going to be back to do another sound healing with us. Wonderful experience. If you've not tried that before, she's got a plethora of instruments. I mean, she's got everything imaginable. And it creates this wonderful tonal quality in the room that really takes you deep into meditation. So it's done on a love offering basis, and we're thrilled to have her here to do that. As always, you can check our website out and find out all the information. If you'd like to get an e-blast delivered to your home, just sign up on our website or on the connection card in the back of your seat, and we'll put you on the e-blast list. We only send out 2 a week. That's different than the prayers. Those are coming out daily, so you have to sign up for those two separately. But happy to keep you informed of everything that's going on. All right, and finally, we have a moment of prayer available in our prayer room, which is right across the hall here. Christine should be there, or Merlon. Merlon's going to be there directing people into the prayer room. So it's right outside this door. There's another little door over there, and you can get a personal spiritual mind treatment from one of our beloved practitioners. Game night is not till the 2nd. No, that's not this week. Next week. Oh, but I didn't say the Tuesday group. We have a wonderful Tuesday group that meets here at 10 o'clock in the morning to discuss the Science of Mind magazine. So if you're interested in what's happening through that, come and join us on Tuesday mornings. Fabulous group. Would you stand, please? And if you are comfortable, hold hands. All right, would you repeat after me? There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. Have a beautiful 4th of July. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Have a great week, everybody.